Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me, Dan the Storyman, for another story. And today we're going to read Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. One of my favorite books, a really great one. I hope you enjoy it with me. So, do your best elephant you can. Get that trunk up in the air. All right, let's get ready to hear a who together with Horton. Here we go. On the 15th day of May, in the jungle of Nool, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton, the elephant, heard a small noise. There he is, having a good time, and he heard a noise. What noise did he hear? So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton. But who are you? Where? He looked, and he could see nothing there, but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. There's Horton. He has very good hearing, and there's a little piece of dust, and he heard something. What did he hear? What did he hear? I say, murmured Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is about able to yell. So you know what I think? Why I think that there must be something on top of that small piece of dust? Some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. There's that piece of dust right in front of Horton's eyes. He doesn't see it, but he hears it. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool he has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small. Look, he imagined a little person being on top. And a person is a person, no matter how small. People are important. So gently, and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very small clover. Oh, he's so gentle and nice. He took that piece of dust and put it on top of a little flower, a little clover. What a nice elephant that Horton is. Humphed a voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that? Why, there never has been. Oh, look at the kangaroo. Kangaroo saying, no person. Horton, what are you thinking? You're crazy. Believe me, said Horton, I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's two, even three, even four, quite likely a family for all that we know, a family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be. Look, so Horton thought, oh, maybe a person, and now maybe a family. Maybe a family on top of that speck of dust. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. You're the biggest blame fool in the jungle of Nool. And the kangaroos plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. Oh, that kangaroo's not being very nice. And he thought, I need to protect them. So he picked up the clover and ran away with it. What a good guy that Horton is. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, worrying, almost an hour. Should I put the speck this should I put this speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't, after all. A person's a person, no matter how small. There's Horton going around, thinking, what should I do? I gotta take care of it. If there's people on there, they're important, even if they're tiny, even if they're little. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton. He put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice, you're a very fine friend. You've helped all us folks on this dust speck to no end. You've saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You've saved all our churches and grocery stores. Oh, a person on the speck is talking to Horton. And Horton's listening. It's a very small voice, but Horton can hear. Put your best elephant ear out and listen. Listen as good as you can. Oh, got two ears. Oh, like an elephant. You mean, Horton gasped, you have buildings there too? Oh, yes, piped the voice. We must certainly do. I know, called the voice, I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, You're safe now, don't worry, I won't let you down. Look at the town of Whoville. There's a whole town down there, and many little people, all different shapes and sizes, and they're playing and talking and building. Wow, amazing. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, What rot! This elephant talking to who are not. There aren't any whos, and they don't have a mayor, and we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there. Oh, look at those monkeys saying we're gonna get them. That's not very nice. They're being mean. They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladikov. A mighty strong eagle of very swift wing, and they said, Will you kindly to get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant even could speak, the eagle flew off with the flower in his beak. Oh no. They took him away, and look, there's Horton all the way back there, all the way over here. And they took him, and the eagle flew away with it. Ooh, no. All that late afternoon and far into the night, the black-bottomed bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, Please don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as the biggest folks do. But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, Quit your yapping, I'll fly the night through. I'm a bird, I don't mind it, and I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it. Ha ha ha! Oh, that bird is being mean. Poor Horton, poor Whos, oh no. And at 6:56 the next morning, he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. Find that, sneered the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. Oh no, there's Horton, and there's that eagle, and he dropped the clover in a field full of clovers. Oh no, what is Horton gonna do? What are the Who's gonna do? Oh, such a terrible thing. I'll find it, cried Horton. I'll find it, or bust. I shall find my friends in my small speck of dust, and Clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, "Are you there?" But clover by clover by clover he found that the one that he sought for was not around. And by noon poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched, and piled up 9,005. Oh, look at Horton. He's trying to find his friends. He's so tired. Poor Horton. He's trying so hard. What a good elephant. Then on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me, do tell. Are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?" Oh, he found him. Oh, good old Horton. Yay! Hooray! Oh, I'm so happy. Are you happy? I'm happy. From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When the black-bottomed bird let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots were broken, our rocking chairs smashed, and our bicycle tires all blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please, pleaded the voice of the mayor, will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs? Of course, Horton answered. Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you, small folk, through thin and through thick. Oh no! When the eagle dropped them, everything went ah, and they said, "Oh, Horton, please help us." Horton's such a good guy. Humphed a voice from for almost 2 days. You've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carrying ons in our peaceable jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle, and I'm here to state, snapped the big kangaroo, that your silly, nonsensical game is all through. And the youngest kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." Uh-oh, I think Horton has trouble. They're about to do something, that kangaroo and all of her friends. With the help of the Wingersham brothers and dozens of Winkersham uncles and Winkersham cousins and Winkershams in-laws, whose help I've engaged, you're going to be roped and you're going to be caged. And as for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of bezelnut oil. Boil it? Gasped Horton. Oh, that you can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll prove it to you. Oh no, there's trouble coming. Horton, save them. Save the Whos. Mr. Mayor, Horton called. Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you're really all there. So call a big meeting. Get everyone out. Make every Who holler. Make every Who shout. Make every Who scream. If you don't, every Who is going to end up in bezelnut stew. Oh no. Come on, Whos. They gotta know you're there. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in Whoville town square. And his people cried loudly. They cried out in fear, "We are here! We are here! We are here! We are here!" Oh, they're all calling out. Do you think they're going to hear them? Do you think they're going to hear them? The elephant smiled. That was clear as a bell. The kangaroo surely heard that very well. All I heard, snapped the big kangaroo, was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices. I didn't either. And the young kangaroo in his pouch said, "Me neither." Oh no. The kangaroo didn't hear all the Whos in Whoville. "Grab 'em," they shouted, "and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots tight so he'll never shake loose. Then dunk that dumb speck in bezelnut juice." Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Winkersham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into the cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up! I believe in you all! A person's a person no matter how small, and you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourselves heard, so come on, now, and try!" Oh, look, poor Horton, they got him, and Horton's not giving up, and Horton's like, "Come on, louder! They need to know you're there!" The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville, they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin kettles. They beat on a brass pans, on garbage pail tops, old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots, on clarinets, oompas and boompas and flutes. Look at the noise they're making. Oh, they're trying so hard, but they're so tiny. Can they be heard? Are they going to help? Great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the howling, mad hullabaloo, "Hey, Horton, how's this for our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong, quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all the boys are doing their best, and are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through the town. Is there anybody shirking? Oh, everyone has to help. Everyone, down to the last who. If everyone's not helping, they're not going to be able to hear. Through the town rushed the mayor, from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping and yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping and bipping. But it wasn't enough, all the ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. There's the mayor, checking to make sure everybody's making noise. Everyone. It's a matter of life and death. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through the door, and that mayor discovered one shirker quite hidden away in the Fairfax apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was just standing and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp, and the mayor rushed inside and grabbed that young twerp. Oh, there he is, bouncing a yo-yo. They needed his help. Everybody matters. Everybody counts. And he climbed with the lad up the Eiffelberg Tower. "This," cried the mayor, "is your town's darkest hour. The time for all whose blood that is red to come to aid of their country," he said. "We've got to make noises in greater amounts, so open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts." Thus he spoke as he climbed when they got to the top, and the lad cleared his throat and he shouted out, "Yop!" Yell with me, just like the little boy Jojo. Yop! Yop! Oh no, I hope it worked. And that yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from the speck of the clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. "Do you see what I mean? They've proved that they are persons, no matter how small, and their whole world was saved by the smallest of all. Hooray, Jojo! Way to go, Jojo!" "How true! Yes, how true!" said the big kangaroo. "And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do. From now on, I'm going to protect them with you." And the youngest kangaroo in his pouch said, "Oh, look. Everyone's so happy they heard the whoos. They heard the whoos down in Whoville." What do you think that little kangaroo said with the mama? Is the little baby going to help too? Me too! Say it. Me too! From sun in the summer, from rain when it fallish, I'm going to protect them no matter how smallish. Look. The mama kangaroo realized she was wrong, and the baby did too. And now they're going to help Horton protect the whoos. What a nice book that was. Thank you for joining me, Dan the Storyman, to read Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. I hope you have a wonderful day. And take care and enjoy. Toodaloo, ta-ta, bye-bye.